This is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is such a massive moment in our recent history. We've broken our transfer record by some margin. Darwin is probably the player that we've spent the most for in our entire history before this, which was below 80 million. And what have we just done here, you Reds? We've shattered our record. We've just gone for it. You know what? We've just said, let's just get this deal done. We mean business. We want to win the Premier League again next season, and we want to go for the Champions League. We've gone for a player that gets in every single team in world football. In world football. Everybody spam those W's in the building. I was confident the whole time because, like I said, this was always different from previous breakdowns that we had in transfers. Like I said, in Caicedo, Lavia in the past, where here Wirtz only wanted Liverpool. He rejected Bayern Munich. I'm giving it 100 out of 10, bro. I'm giving it 100 out of 10. Look, some people are saying in the chat, Leo, did we pay too much? Did we do this and that? Bro, the market is crazy nowadays. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. So do you think I'm going to be fussed about us paying maybe an extra 10 to 20 million euros about when we could have maybe gone in for cheaper? Bro, it's not coming out of our wallets. And the reality is, we just need to get this deal done because we couldn't have a deal like this collapse. That's how important it was. That's how big of an impact he was going to have for us. And when you're talking about those small margins on such a big fee, it just shows again that we freaking mean business. You know, even though, yes, we always try to go for the best possible deals, this is us saying, listen, when we see an opportunity in the market, when we see this, once a player who stands out above all the rest in his position, like an Alisson Becker when we signed him from Roma, which was a record fee for a goalkeeper, like when we signed Virgil, a record deal for a defender. I'm hoping that this is similar, a record deal for more of an attacking sided player, but someone who comes in and he elevates us to another level. Because truly, when I think back to those Alisson and Virgil signings, I remember at the time people were saying, how are people spending 75 million pounds on a defender? Well, look, was that a good signing? I would say it was pretty decent signing. Pretty decent, you know what I mean? And then Alisson Becker, people were like, how are you spending that much on a keeper? Are you out of your mind? I would say he's been pretty decent as well, you know what I mean? This type of signing, it really would have been on Edwards. And the reason I say that is because, yes, Richard Hughes is our sporting director, but trust me, because of how big this deal was, I think Edwards was so involved in it because he would have needed to get a sign off from John Henry, who was in Boston, because usually we do not go for deals like this. We really do not go for deals like this. So this is a special moment, you guys. This is a very special moment. Ryan says, what shirt number do you think he's going to wear? It doesn't sound like he's going to take up a number that's taken in the squad. I saw many people mentioning 17, but Curtis Jones wears number 17. So I don't see him taking 17. Although, yeah, I don't know. I think the number he could potentially take is 27 initially. You know, unless Maka comes towards him and say, listen, take my number 10, but I don't think that would happen. So I think that he's probably going to take the number 27. Like I was saying before, not just the statement it sends to the rest of the footballing world and the Premier League, especially to Pep and Arteta as the holders of the league now, but also it just gets me so excited for next season because we've gone so big on an attacking player, and that just tells me next season we're going to be even more of a joy to watch. You know what I mean? Because Wirtz is going to be the centerpiece of our creativity. And just imagine the kind of, like I said, the way Virgil and Alisson elevated us to another. I'm too excited. Elevated us to another level. I truly believe Wirtz can elevate us to another level in the final third. And I think that's what we've seen is so impressive about him, is the fact that he's an incredible joy to watch on the ball, a magician, like a Coutinho type player, except in the final third, he's elite. Like I said, you look at his numbers in the past 2 seasons, 68 goal contributions, someone who's elite in the final third. So obviously knowing that technically he's incredible, right, on the ball, but then also knowing when to release the ball, knowing when to not do too much and going for it. And clearly he has that in the final third. He has that. And it's just, boy, is it exciting. One of the reasons why apparently he rejected Bayern and rejected other clubs to sign for Liverpool is because of the conversation he had with Arne Slot and the fact that Arne Slot is going to make him a centerpiece in that team. Like I said, I think he's going to say, you own that 10 role. You own that 10 role. You're going to dictate the tempo. And that's one of the reasons why I think he has chosen to come to Liverpool, because he's going to be the main man. You know, and yes, of course, Salah is there and he's going to be the main man, but he's coming towards the end of his career, right? He has 2 years left and everything. So it's going to be a game changer for Liverpool. You know, it's going to be a game changer. And like I said, that's why I do think he's going to elevate us, because like I said, we're going to mold that attack around him, and that's going to get the best out of him. You know what I mean? We just got to focus on the present, because I see so many salty fans, and I even see fans within our own fan base saying, aren't we spending too much on a player? What are we doing? Is this a position we need? What's going to happen to Szoboszlai? Bro, trust the freaking process. Everybody was always complaining before about us not spending, and now we spend big and people are saying we're spending too much. Like, when will certain people be happy? I don't understand. All I know is I'm not going to be thinking about the future. And I'm not talking about you, Deliwar, by the way. It's just like, I see it often being mentioned just in comments and different places. Just enjoy the moment. Cherish this moment. We've gone for a player, like I said, that gets in every team in world football, that every manager, every owner would have wanted. He's chosen to come to rainy Liverpool. He's chosen it because of the footballing project. Yes, he's going to be on high wages, of course. But he's chosen primarily to join us because of the footballing project. And does that not tell you everything you need to know about where this club is headed for in the future as well? Obviously, in the present, it's in a brilliant place, but I'm talking about the future. Wirtz could have gone anywhere. He's 20. He just turned 22. And he decided that Liverpool is the place he wanted to go. Think about what that means in terms of just the message it sends across. Without even him having played a game, it says so much.